NVIDIA today launched its GeForce RTX 20 series graphics card family based on its ambitious new Turing architecture. Launched 18 months from Pascal, Turing comes at a time when advancements in silicon fabrication node technology are unable to keep pace with roadmaps of major chip makers who traditionally brought out a new architecture based on a new process every 18-24 months. In an ideal world, we should have gone sub 10 nm already, which NVIDIA would have leveraged to bring the Volta architecture to the consumer space for another serving of more of everything. The Turing architecture packs a collection of innovations that were needed to build a new GPU on existing silicon fab processes. At the heart of NVIDIA's effort is the RTX technology, which brings what looks like real-time ray tracing to 3D games. Not everything on your screen is ray traced, but some of the objects are, and so, a hybrid of ray tracing and classic rasterization makes up what you see. To ray trace even those few things on your screen, an enormous amount of compute power is needed, and so, NVIDIA created specialized hardware for the task in the form of RT cores, which sit besides the all-purpose CUDA cores. The tensor cores, which made their debut with Volta, also feature here, lending a hand with deep learning and AI tasks, including a few turnkey features game developers can integrate. The new architecture also keeps up with generational gains in memory bandwidth with the new GDDR6 memory standard. The display I/O is revamped with support for the latest DisplayPort and HDMI standards, and a revolutionary new connector called Virtual Link. Also sees NVIDIA debut the architecture not with two SKUs based on the second biggest chip 080 and GTX 1070, but the flagship SKU based on the big chip, along with the top SKU based on the second biggest chip, with the introduction of the new GeForce RTX 2080 Ti and GeForce RTX 2080. The GeForce RTX 2070 is also on the horizon, but isn't launching today. NVIDIA is saving its launch for next month. A look at the I/O. The connectivity along the back of the card is standard fare for an RTX 2080, 3 DisplayPort 1.4 video out connectors, a single HDMI 2.0B video out connector, and a Virtual Link, USB Type-C, interface for next-generation virtual reality headsets. The power connectors. The RTX 2080 Gaming X Trio has two 8-pin power connectors, as the standard RTX 2080 has one 8-pin and one 6-pin connector. MSI rates the RTX 2080 Gaming X Trio for an eyebrow-raising 260 watts. The LEDs in action. The side and the top of the card are their own lighting zones. You can choose colors, lighting patterns, brightness, and frequency in the MSI Mystic Light software. Brace yourself, this card is big and heavy enough that it includes a support bracket. It screws into the adjacent PCI Express brackets. It contacts the RTX 2080 Gaming X Trio via rubber pads to minimize vibration. Despite costing an arm, a leg plus a couple of kidneys, NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 2080 Ti has quickly established itself as the best graphics card on the planet. If you've ever wanted to play games in 4K at the highest settings without the faff of gaffer taping two GPUs together via SLI bridges and whatnot, the RTX 2080 Ti is by far and away the best single card solution for 4K perfection chasers. As with any graphics card purchase, however, help shed a bit of light on the issue, I've been pitting a bunch of different RTX 2080 Ti's against each other to see which one's best, including MSI's GeForce RTX 2080 Ti Duke OC, Zotac GeForce RTX 2080 Ti AMP Edition and NVIDIA's own Founders Edition. Of course, this is still just a small fraction of all the various 2080 Ti's out there at the moment, and I'll do my best to add more cards to this giant graphical showdown when I can. For now, though, it's a 3-horse race between NVIDIA, Zotac, and MSI. Come and find out how they got on through the medium of some graphs. Some specs. As you'd expect, All three cards come with the same 11 GB of GDDR6 memory and 4352 CUDA cores, but the key difference between them, apart from their overall size and various bits of cooling apparatus, is how those cores have been clocked. NVIDIA's reference specification for the RTX 2080 Ti, for instance, has a base clock speed of 1350 MHz and a boost clock speed of 1545 MHz. All three have stuck with the former, but NVIDIA's Founders Edition pushes the latter up to 1635 MHz, while the MSI and Zotac go even further to 1665 MHz. The main reason why so often you'll see at least 100 to 200 pounds, if not more, separating the cheapest and most expensive GPUs of any given card type, the faster a card can potentially run, the better performance you'll theoretically get from it. Cooling also plays a big role in how much cards cost as well. Just like in real life, hot components often equals unhappy components, and unhappy components are much more likely to start throwing a wobbly and become a bit of a bottleneck than those who can keep their cool. As a result, it's no surprise that MSI and Zotac's 3-fan jobs cost a lot more than NVIDIA's dual-fan edition.